Liz Truss has got a big grassroots lead, according to the latest poll that's come out. 62% backing Liz Truss, only 38% favouring Sunak.
Yes, Liz Truss very much emerging as the favourite in this leadership contest now. But the Times' splash focuses on their tax plans or lack of tax plans in Rishi Sunak's case, with both of them attacking the other's proposals and saying that they would wreck the economy and make families poorer. So Liz Truss has got a £30 billion package of tax cuts.
Are you, like Peter Mandelson once famously said, intensely relaxed about people getting filthy rich?
Which will play very well with the Conservative members who are going to select one of these two candidates over the summer. And Rishi Sunak has ruled out any tax cuts before next year at the earliest. And both candidates are saying that the other one's plans are ridiculous and are not going to help the economy. And they're both making claims that they have the solution to the crisis that the country finds itself in, with inflation in double-digit figures now and a cost of living crisis.
And Yasmin, some other data from the poll that came out today that the Times are quoting, they're saying Tory members were asked about whether each candidate could be trusted to tell the truth. And they were split on Sunak, 48% saying yes, but 40% saying no. For Liz Truss, it was 63% saying she could be trusted, 18% disagreeing. I mean, economic policy, the cost of living crisis that we're expected to see, but character also is going to come to the fore, one would think.
Remember who these people are. They're a very, very, very small section of our population with some fairly rigid views. And it's very interesting to me that the R word isn't being mentioned. I've had so many messages, emails, quite shocking. I even quoted one of them last week's column, saying, "Do you really think we will be ruled by a brown man?" We're not mentioning the race word here, and Sunak probably thinks he's so slick and so rich and so well established. But there is something happening here which we also need to be mindful of, that she represents some sort of a born-again Thatcher, but she's also one of them. And so it's a very complicated situation, and one that's actually not very wholesome at times.
So you think the popularity in the base is partly based on race, Yasmin?
I think the parliamentary party showed that they're comfortable with diversity. The candidates who stood, and the optics were fantastic, but the membership is very different. And I think Mr. Sunak had better be aware that some of that will play out. And so it's his policies they don't like, but there is a very strong wedge, I think, in Conservative members, and not just Conservative members, in many other Britons, that finds the thought of a brown immigrant becoming a PM not a matter of pride.
Sian, what's your take on that?
I think that's an interesting observation. One of the things that has crossed my mind is that with these two candidates, Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, both, are reflecting that the Conservative Party is pretty diverse now in terms of the people it's putting forward to be the next leader. And I think probably for Labour that is a problem. I mean, if the Conservatives are thinking who is going to beat Keir Starmer at the next election, well, with either of these candidates, they look like a pretty modern, forward-looking party, a diverse party, whereas Labour has never had a female leader or an ethnic minority leader. Who's become Prime Minister. So I think that's an interesting observation from Yasmin.